From the studios of WWAY, it's the Seahawk Basketball Show. The Seahawk Basketball Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, Adams Beverage, Harris Teeter, Coastal Beverage, and Reed's Jewelers. And now, here's your host, Mike Vaccaro.
Well, good Sunday morning, everybody. Mike Vaccaro here alongside Rob Burke, interim head coach for the Seahawks. And it's a great Sunday morning when you sweep your rival during the season, as the Seahawks did that, capping off the season with a win yesterday at home against Charleston. We'll talk about that. Highlights coming up. We'll also have our player profile on Jay Estime and look ahead to the final two games of the regular season, both at home this week for UNCW. But, Coach, getting ready for this game, the rival Charleston, you beat them in South Carolina last month. 72-70 was the final score there. Very good game plan, especially on Grant Riller. What were your expectations and adjustments you thought they might make heading into this game?
Well, I knew they had time to prepare for us, and it was both of us came off the Northeastern trip last week with Hofstra and Northeastern, and we had Monday through Friday to get ready for each other. I knew we needed to rest a little bit, but I knew they would take some time to really attack our game plan that we had in Charleston, and so I wanted to keep them off balance with that. We gave a couple of different looks. It was the same defense. We just disguised it a different way to keep them not knowing what we were doing. And the whole thing with Grant Riller is, can you keep him off balance? Because if he's comfortable and he's feeling good about himself, you got a world of a basketball player in your hands to deal with. And he's proven that to me over 3 years. And I think last time he was in there, he either had 28 or 31. And I just couldn't live with that, as I had to give our guys the best chance to win, and that was to make somebody else beat us. And I think our guys executed the game plan to a T last night.
Yeah, certainly. You talk about Riller coming off a game as well before this, only 9 points. So you knew that was going to spark him even more going into this game.
You know, I think it was 54 straight games of double figures for him, and to only get 9, I think it was 0 for 4 in the second half at Northeastern. It was a bad day for him. And he's getting everybody's best punch now late in his career because everybody's keying in on him. And I felt like we had to do the same thing to give ourselves the best chance we could win. And we wanted somebody else to beat us. And our guys were bought into the game plan. Obviously, we got out to finally a good start for us and a quick start, and that really propelled us throughout the whole night.
Yeah, so a really good game last night in Trask Coliseum. The only game of the week, so we're going to break it down first half, second half. So let's take a look now at our first half highlights here, brought to you by Harris Teeter. A lot of good plays, good first half for UNCW. 34-32 the halftime score. The Seahawks did a great job on the glass. They got a double-double in the first half alone from Marty Linson. But, Coach, I know the one thing you were concerned about, 50% shooting for Charleston. Yeah. What you didn't see in the highlights there, a lot of drives and dump downs to the big guys, which certainly high percentage shots led to that 50% shooting.
And we had the right people making those shots for Charleston. We held Grant Riller to 9 points. I think he took 4 or 5 shots. But the biggest thing was we wanted to make sure we had the right people taking the shots. And I didn't want us to help over as much, but we did end up kind of rotating. I thought some of those drives we were under control and we were still there defensively, but we still came with the help and they dumped off. So kudos to them. They were attacking the game plan the way they wanted to against us. In
South Carolina, you won that game. You were down 4 at halftime.
Yeah.
Here in this game yesterday, up 2 heading into the locker room. We'll take a break here. We'll get you set for the second half action when we return. UNCW Charleston. It was a great one last night in Trask Coliseum. More highlights to come.
Let's talk about math. Fuel points math. For every dollar you spend at Harris Teeter, you get a fuel point. 100 fuel points equals 10 cents off per gallon. 200 fuel points equals 20 cents off per gallon. 1,000 fuel points equals $1 off per gallon on quality fuel. And if you're shopping at Harris Teeter with your Vic card, your fuel points are already adding up. Check the bottom of your receipt. Harris Teeter Fuel Points, an easy way to save on fuel.
See harristeeter.com for details.
Every time it's been way too long. A Corona gets its line. Every time you're not related, but you're definitely family. Every time you meet from across the party. Every time all of us is all we need. And every time your favorite place is more about who than where. A Corona.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Well, recapping last night's game in Trask Coliseum, UNCW big win against rival College of Charleston, up by 2 at halftime, 34-32. And Coach, I don't know if you win a game in the first 10 seconds of a second half, but the trap that led to the timeout kind of set the tone early in the game in that second frame.
It really did. And we got out to a fast start in the first half, and I wanted to do the same thing. And the only way to do that is to really get our guys out and be aggressive. We had called an original trap the ball screen defense. And then I kind of right at the last second said, you know what, let's go back. We haven't showed it at all. Let's go back to our half-court trap. And they walked right into it. It burnt the timeout. They were out of position, and that got us off to a great start. Got our guys fired up.
And we talked about 50% in the first half shooting, 23% in the second half. So what else changed defensively for your kids?
I challenged our guys. I challenged them to make the stops man-to-man and don't help off as much in some of our defenses that we were running. We were doing a great job with Riller. We were doing a great job with Galloway. It was like the other guys now, let's challenge you to make them take tough shots. And we have a thing on our board, don't foul jump shooters. Make them finish over the top of you, be tough and physical at the rim. And I thought we did that last night in the second half.
Mike Okaru has been kind of what he's been known for, big second halves, overtime periods as well. He had 6 points first half, finished with 17, so he was big in the second frame as well.
He was huge. He just had a good rhythm to him. I thought I could see the way he was moving around the floor. He was aggressive. He had a great week of practice. I was really happy for Mike because when we got Mike, like I've told you before, Mike wasn't as confident as what he is now. And it's just been a slow, gradual process to get him to where he's at now. And then I just keep giving him confidence. I keep telling him, hey, man, take the reins and run with it. I'll tell you when you're doing too much or you're out of control. And there's been times I've had to take Mike out and get him to calm down a little bit. But I like where he's at right now. It's the right time of the year to be playing good basketball.
Yeah, there's been times where he's got that ball in his hands late game, just kind of controlling things at that point guard position. Certainly a big game for him last night. Let's take a look now at our Rage Jewelers highlights from the second half. Well, again, a big win for UNCW. Largest margin of victory in conference play. 68-55, the final score there. You look at the rebounding. 47 rebounds, one shy of a season high. The Seahawks had a couple of times earlier this season, but the shooting percentage went from 50% first half all the way down to 36% for the game for Charleston. And the defense, Coach, they were 0 for 11 from 3 in the second half, 1 for 21. Less than 5% there. So, again, I know that was a little bit of the defensive ploy to try to get those guys that aren't big three-point shooters to attempt those, shoot them, and they did.
They did. And look, they're not that bad of a shooting team. I've seen them light some people up when Riller and when Galloway and Jasper are making threes. They're pretty darn good. But last night just wasn't their night shooting. We did a great job of contesting anything that they took. And overall, like, they had 14 offensive rebounds against us down there. Last night, they only had 6. So we really focused in on that part. The shooting percentage went down because I thought we played tough and physical with them. And then we opened up our offense a little bit. You can see some of those drives. We got downhill last night, something we've been emphasizing all week. And I feel like our guys are really starting to see and reap the benefits of their hard work over the last 25 days or 30 practices that we've had. I don't even know where we're at. I've lost count now. But you're starting to see that pay off for them. And then our shooting percentage went up. Yeah. When we're making shots and we're defending, we're pretty tough and trash to beat.
Yeah, you look at some of the numbers here. Double-double, as mentioned, for Marty Linson. 16 points, 13 rebounds, a career high for him. 17 points, 9 rebounds for Michael Carew. 13 points for Ty Gatson. 10 points for Shaquem Phillips. And how about Jalen Sims? 5 points, struggled shooting a little bit, but 12 rebounds. That tied his career high as well. So, hey, you're not making a shot. It doesn't bother you. You're still going to get that ball rebounding.
Those 2 offensive rebounds in the second half. One, he flips out to Gatson for the 3. The other one, he gets it off a free throw, kicks it out, and we score again. Yeah. That started the run for us. That gave us separation. I think it ended up being a 6 or 7 point lead, and it just kept building from there. And just his overall presence. I mean, this is what I was talking about with the people that you want to have in your program. When I left the gym last night, I was the last one to leave. Brian Tofrey and Jalen Sims were going to get on the gun. So they're not satisfied with what we've done. And I keep talking about the standard and how we got to raise it. and chase what is up in those rafters. And those guys know that what we've done this year is not good enough, and they want more. They're starting to taste success now, and they want a little bit more, and that's great to see from my guys.
And fans will get more this week. Again, 2 games at home. We'll talk about a little bit later on. We'll take a break here. When we get back, it's our player profile on Jay Estime. A tough season for him, out with an injury. We'll learn more about him coming up next.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value, too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value, too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
I buy gift cards to pay for all the music, videos, and TV shows I download. And when I do, I save on fuel. With Harris Teeter Fuel Points, I get 2 times the points for every gift card I buy. Spend $25 and get 50 fuel points. And my points are redeemable at any Harris Teeter Fuel Center or participating BP station. I can save up to $1 per gallon on quality fuel. It's money I'm going to spend anyway. Plus, I save at the pump. Harris Teeter Fuel Points. It's music to my ears.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Well, as mentioned, our final player profile this year is Jay Estime. The season hasn't gone quite as he had planned. The junior has been out most of the season with a knee injury suffered back in November. And as you say, Coach, you want not only a healthy but a confident Jay Estime back if you're going to bring him back, and maybe now is not the right time.
Yeah, I just don't feel like watching him in practice that he's at a point where he can really impact the game. His rhythm is off. He's not in great shape. And like I told Jay, the most important thing for Jay is his overall well-being through this change and through this whole process. And his whole mindset is, hey, I need to be 100% healthy, and I'm not going to play until I'm that. And I'm okay with that. I don't want to burn his year for one game in 8 minutes because I'd like to have a healthy Jay Estime to go through the whole summer. And now I got a fourth-year guy who knows me, has spent time with me, and understands what I expect and what I'm going to demand from him. And Jay has proven to me that he can put the basketball in the hole. He was averaging about 14 when he went down with the injury. I know we had some Division III games in there where he had some big numbers, but even in Italy, I saw Jay really grow and come leaps and bounds with us. And I just think a whole summer training, a whole summer with his teammates and getting back into the rhythm of things, the sky's the limit for Jay next year as a fourth-year guy.
Yeah, certainly the best is still to come here for Jay Estime. Tanner Barth had a chance to sit down with him recently. Here's our player profile.
It hasn't been the junior year that Jay Estime was expecting when he first stepped on the hardwood this fall. 5 games into the season, he suffered a knee injury and hasn't taken the court with his Seahawk teammates since. It's been a major challenge for the Lilburn, Georgia native, but it's also allowed him to look at the game a little bit differently.
It's been tough, just sitting on the sideline watching throughout this year, but it's taught me a lot. I've opened my mind up to new opportunities to learn throughout the game, and enjoying watching my teammates play.
But it's not like he hasn't been involved with his squad. In a way, you could say he's turned himself into a Seahawk assistant, helping his younger teammates improve and learn the game even more.
Just seeing it in a different way, and helping coach these guys, helping them, giving them my perspective has helped them a lot as well too. So it's helped in a lot of ways.
Right now it's up in the air if we will see Jay on the floor again for UNCW this season. He says first and foremost it's about being 100% healthy, but if he does return at some point, he's hoping to provide a spark for his teammates at the end of the season.
I'm just trying to get healthy first and then, see how many games we've got left and then decide from there. I know I've missed a lot, but I'm looking to, create a spark going into the tournament or, late this season, so hopefully.
And he's also not ruling out the possibility of a medical redshirt year. He just wants to continue playing the game he loves.
If it's possible, I definitely, would like to get this year back. Having 2 more years under my belt would be great. For me and the rest of the team, us being so young, it'd be promising.
And a fact you may not know about Estime, and even if you do, it's something he's incredibly proud of.
Maybe one thing you don't know about me is I'm Haitian. So you see the last name Estime, it's got an accent on the end because it's Haitian.
Every time it's been way too long. A Corona gets its line. Every time you're not related, but you're definitely family. Every time you meet from across the party. Every time all of us is all we need. And every time your favorite place is more about who than where. A Corona.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Again, a big win yesterday for UNCW at home against College of Charleston. Defense the difference in the second half. Defense also provides us our play of the week.
Jasper comes up with it, knocked out of his hands by Gaston, gets it back, gives to Okaru. Okaru drives it in. Okaru layup, left hand off the glass, good again.
Great defense there by Gaston. Able to poke that ball away and lead to the leak out the layup for Mike Okaru, part of his 17 points to lead UNCW. And the coaches love to see that. The defense leading to the points offensively for UNCW, our play of the week. As for the Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, Marty Linson, a big game for him yesterday. Again, a double-double, 16 points, 13 rebounds. You see the numbers there, Coach, and we've talked a lot about him. You talked with him a lot this week, challenging him, and he certainly performed. He had the double-double by halftime.
Yeah, he did. We talked about him fouling early. We can't be successful if Marty's in foul trouble, and I want to play a game that we attack you from the get-go down low. I like to play inside-out basketball. If you can establish yourself down low, then that opens up the perimeter game for our guards. And Marty can really score the basketball. He's got great touch of both hands. He's still got some things he needs to work on defensively and with his conditioning, but I just love where he's at right now. What a great response from him after struggling last weekend with foul trouble.
And I think the rebounds, too. You mentioned the fouls. He didn't have any in the first half.
Yep. 2
for the game. But the rebounds, it's where for a big guy, that number has been a little bit smaller than I'm sure you want it to be, but not in this game.
And you know, the difference between Marty and Devontae, Devontae could leave the floor and rebound outside of his area. Marty's not the same type of athlete Devontae is, but Marty has much better hands and much better back to the basket game. So they're two different post players, but Marty was much more active with the ball bouncing around the air last night. And I thought that's where he was big at.
Yeah, really. Again, UNCW as a team, 47 rebounds. He finishes with a career high 13 yesterday as well. He is this week's Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, Marty Linson. We'll take a break here. We'll take a look at the standings with just 1 week left. Amazing how it goes so fast. Just 1 week left in the regular season, the standings, and the week ahead for UNCW straight ahead. Stay with us.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value, too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value, too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
We head into the final week of the regular season with a Hofstra on top of the conference standings ahead of William & Mary, so the Pride a chance to win a regular season title for a second consecutive season for them. Right now, UNCW almost locked into that 9 spot. They'll play in that first round, potentially against Drexel, a team they'll play on Thursday. But, Coach, you look at this, 3 20-win teams here. Mid-major wise, I don't know how many conferences can say they have that.
No question. I mean, it just testament to our league overall and how good our league really is. You got Towson there at 17 wins. You know, they're gonna finish out the season strong. I think they're at home. They could get 2 more wins and be at 19 and win 1 in the tournament. So you could have 4 20-win teams in this league, and it just shows you. I mean, one team at 13 wins, 12, 10, and 10. It's just been a great year for the CAA, and 4 of the top 20 scorers in the nation, 2 number 1 and number 2 in double-doubles throughout the country. This league is definitely a league that you gotta have guys that can come play in it night in and night out.
Well, you'll face one of those double-double guys this week in James Butler with Drexel. Let's take a look at this week's schedule delivered by Papa John's. Thursday, Drexel, 7 o'clock, and then Saturday, Delaware, 7 o'clock as well. Typically senior day. No seniors on this team, so they won't be able to be recognized. But, Coach, I know you're looking for, good crowds out here because these are 2 games, 2 winnable games for your club.
No, we're just excited about being able to finish the season in Trask. We haven't done that in the last 2 years. We've been on the road here. It was February 16th was our senior night with Devontae. So I want to put a challenge out to everybody in the community. Please just get out and get behind our guys. It's about the program. It's about the players that are in the program, which makes this place special. For our students, please just come out and just be a part of this whole experience because it is fun. We're playing a good style of basketball. Guys are playing really, really hard. They've changed the way they approach the game with how tough they're going to be and how physical they're going to be. And I just want everybody to come and enjoy that because we only got 2 left. And so I'd love to see this place look like it did tonight against Carolina. If we can get close to that, then we have one of the best mid-major environments in the country.
And again, it's 2 teams you played very early in the season in late December when the conference season just started. So I'm sure these teams a little bit different. And again, it starts with Drexel on Thursday, 7 o'clock, Saturday, Delaware, 7 o'clock as well. Drexel, potentially a preview of that first round matchup matchup in the CA tournament as well.
Definitely, and a well-coached team. Zach Spiker does an unbelievable job. They got some good pieces. Cameron Winter, who played for a good friend of mine, Jim Tribbett, out of prep school, and he's a guy that he gave us 30 last time, and so we got to do a much better job of defending him. They run some good shuffle cut action, and we'll be a much better team than last time because we played them second conference game of the year. It was coming off just a lot of change with our personnel and not really a lot of practice time. We had one day to prepare for them, so I'm excited about having a chance to show our fans, our students, and this whole Seahawk community how much we've gained since that time, the last time we played them.
Again, the last week of the regular season, and it's at home. UNCW Drexel on Thursday, Delaware on Saturday. Coach, best of luck.
Thank you, Mike.
For Coach Rob Burke and our entire crew, I'm Mike Vaccaro. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week, our final show of the season next Sunday morning. I hope you can join us for that.
Seahawk Basketball Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, Adams Beverage, Harris Teeter, Coastal Beverage, and Reed's Jewelers. And now, here's your